Here's our secret to enjoying the big matches and the tough competitions. Well, we make it a common theme. We talk about this all the time, you know, several times a month. We want to be the team of big wins and upsets. You know, so we start to wrap our minds around that as a common theme and something we're chasing. That's one of our goals, is to be the team of big wins and upsets. And we had, today is Wednesday, so this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we had 10 kids beat a total of 11 wrestlers just in that weekend that they'd never beat before or didn't beat last year. So that's 11 kids. So I tell these stories, I'm like, anybody else got one? I go, let me know next week. We've got to take these kids out. We've got to put targets on people, right? So it's kind of like a theme. I think that can be something that a coach or a parent can do. I remember as a kid, it was okay to lose to Oklahoma kids. They were the best back then, right? Not necessarily as much now. Oklahoma wrestling is still good, but back then it was, in the late 80s. And mid 80s, it was like the Oklahoma kids were the phenoms. They won everything. And my kids who I traveled with, it was kind of okay. Things like, oh, it's okay, he got second at nationals, but he lost to those Oklahoma kids. Like it was okay. And my dad was like, no, it's not okay to lose to someone just because they're from Oklahoma. What the hell does that make a difference? Sure, they might be a tough wrestler, but it's not like okay. It's okay not to win, but it's not okay to lose just because someone's from the... He goes, my kids don't lose to people just because they're from Oklahoma. Let's get that straight, right? Boom, it was fantastic, We beat most of those guys, not all of them, but we beat most of them. And then the following year, my brother won the kids' nationals against an Oklahoma kid who was actually classmates with my wife, who's from Edmond. So it's kind of cool how things come full circle. So she used to know that kid here in high school, and we were like 13, and my brother and him were squaring off at national tournaments and stuff. So kind of cool. But make sure you don't fall into that trap also. But wrapping our minds around the fact that we're supposed to win. Not every match for the rest of our life, but we're supposed to knock them down, right? And it gets to be something that's exciting. Expectations are very powerful. Some people say don't put pressure on kids. Well, some kids you do need to put pressure on. When you're ready to win, it's like, hey, all right, let's start getting some W's here. We need you guys to pull through, and let me know what big wins and upsets you had. So that's a theme that can help in your rooms. But the most important thing we do is we keep a hit list. I did this as a kid. I did not do this older in college, and I think it probably cost me. I probably could have been better. But as a kid, I had a list of kids I wanted to beat, right? And I would scratch their name off the list after I beat them. And it got to be one of those things, I didn't even know I was doing it back then, but I think what it does is it takes the fear factor out of it. Instead of the worrying about, is so-and-so going to be at the tournament this weekend, you're like, I'm heard, Eureka High School is supposed to be at the tournament. I'm not sure. I'm certainly not going to do a lot of research on it because I'm not going to really worry myself. But if they're there and so-and-so's at my weight class, that's kids on my hit list. I'm kind of now hoping and excited that that team is there and that opponent is on my weight class because, I have that wrestler on my hit list. So that's the number one thing you can do in order to help your kids to get excited about rising to the occasion and beating kids that they've never beaten before, is simply make it a common theme, make it an objective, make it a journey, put targets on people, talk about it. And if they have a list and say, okay, hey, now this kid's on your list. This is a good opportunity. Let's see if you can beat them, right? Let's see, right? Because now I'm like, okay, I'm asking questions of myself. I'm like, let's see if I can pull this off again. Let's see if I can do this one more time, right? Let's see if I can take this kid out and scratch him off my hit list, right? And we also like to talk about the fact that I can have your name hanging on my wall. Because if I beat you, your name's on the weight bracket, I win, I take the weight bracket home. Having a history and a list of names, it's very exciting, but the hit list can be the catalyst that can help. Take that advice, it will change your outlook, and you can check us out at purlerwrestling.com.